Welcome, guys, to Riba's first episode.
Yay!
Yay! I've always wanted to do a podcast, um, and I'm so glad I finally did.
Yeah.
And we don't have a name for this yet, so we don't know what this podcast is called. But this is the first episode, and I'm bringing in those lovely ladies, Nour and Amina. We've worked together now quite a bit. They're in the Riba team, and today we want to have a discussion about everything that we did so far to bring the brand to life. We want to talk about everything from like how we work together on like the strategy, and then how we work together on the visual identity and the design, and even Roger behind the camera currently shooting work together on like the video launch and everything. So
Yeah. I'm Amina, and the reason I'm sitting here right now is because I slid into Passant's DM. And yeah, so this is a lesson to message people, and you never know where you're gonna be.
it seems so long ago. Like
Yeah, it feels like
when was this?
I think like in April or March.
Yeah, but you messaged me first about for like stamps. and then-
Yeah.
I
I
spent
thought
nothing
stamps was cool, and I wanted to work with Passant. So it's crazy how this is something completely different.
Yeah,
and
entirely different.
we're here now, and I'm so excited.
Beautiful.
Okay, so Ana Nour, I've been working with Passant for my whole life, I would say.
Yeah, we're cousins.
We are
so,
cousins,
yeah.
so for my whole entire life. And yeah, it's been a crazy ride. We've both grown so much from working together, and we always feel like we complete each other in a lot of things. So I'm so happy to work on Riba with her. And yeah, we can tell you a bit about Riba, like the name. Maybe we can start with the name.
Yeah, we can start with the name. Yeah, let's do that. So Riba means fish in Croatian, actually. And I don't know. When I was thinking about like the brand name, I didn't have any ideas, and I feel it would come like to me. And from a personal side, Iman always calls me Riba, like you know this.
Yeah, your nickname.
And I was like, what do I call my name? What do I call my like? What do I call the like brand? I don't know. And I had some suggestions where like I don't know, creative, social. You know, I didn't want to do any of that. And Emmanuel comes like one day and he's like, Riba, come check this out. And I was like, Riba.
Yeah.
It's such a catchy
It's so
name.
catchy.
It's so
Yeah,
catchy,
it's
so
catchy.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I love how it ties into the idea. It kind of grew on me, like
Yeah.
just the idea of a fish and how they're like super diverse species, and that's kind of like us. It's kind of mirrored in our world where we're a group of creatives and everyone does their own thing, and we all come together to kind of complete each other like a puzzle, kid. But yeah, we're all so different. We
Yeah.
have such different backgrounds, different like we studied different things, we lived in different places, so I feel like that's so beautiful, honestly.
So let's talk a bit like at first like what I had in mind and how we workshopped Riba as a brand. And I don't know, I came because this whole thing came so quickly, like I like Noor knows a little bit of background at this, but like I decided, okay, let's start this, let's do this, and I put a very, very, very unrealistically short timeline, which of course this is not the timeline that actually happened. And I had some ideas on what I want to do, and I had some ideas on like how the branding would visually be, but it was all just like strains of thoughts, like different. And I told you let's have a coffee.
Yeah, we sat together and I started asking you a few questions, and I feel like these questions made you realize more things. Like because you some of them you couldn't answer and you were figuring out the answers together.
Yeah.
But I loved sharing that experience with you because I kind of grew and we saw it come to life rather than like I always told you then like you're starting the other way around. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
start
yeah.
from the visual part. Like
Definitely.
let's like sit and think like, okay, what is this? Why are you
Yes.
doing this? And you had all the answers. You just didn't have it in one place. Like
Yes.
it was all scattered. You needed someone to like put it together and kind of like find the common thread and make it a bit more foundational. Definitely.
I agree 100%. I mean, me and Noor, because this is something that we talked about like at some points in our life lot, we jumped right into like
The visual.
yeah, how this will look like visually because we know because we've been saying we will do this for months in the day. Like yeah, and but no, it was a lot out there and like really weren't there when we went, but it was such a nice like 2 hours where we like broke down
Dissect it
everything
and like actually like answer the questions that you don't want to answer because these are the ones
yeah.
that you need the most. Like it's the ones that you're avoiding.
You were pushing me like
You
you get like
the
the confrontation.
confrontation.
I don't know.
No, you
Like,
have.
no, you need to know.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like a lot of brands have that. Like a lot of brands don't understand the importance of like getting down to these questions. Like even some of the bigger brands, they can't answer them.
And we had some conflicting things um like I don't know we like something that I wanted to like to communicate or type of person that we wanted to attract is that we really wanted to work with like people who don't want to bother with like the digital world, who really want a creative partner to like step in and take on multiple like digital things from like branding to social media to media production. And I thought that was very clear, but when I like put it down with you, you didn't get that. You thought that I am diving in with like more creative entities, and there were a couple of like conflicting things I remember from me saying like, yeah, I want to be a creative partner, but also we have like very specific services that we offer, and I don't know, workshopping through this and challenging like, what do you want to like offer? Because I remember you told me, so you keep saying creative partner, but you're a business owner. Like I'm a business owner. I bring in also like the analytical part and the operational part.
Yes, I remember.
And I was like,
so you're not just like you have you're kind of you view things very holistically. I remember when we had that aha moment of like, okay, you're kind of that bridge between the business and the strategy and the creative because you understand both worlds. And I feel like a lot of other like I won't say agencies, but a lot of other places don't have that. They're more like tunnel vision on like one thing, but seeing it from especially with smaller businesses, you kind of need to be agile. You need to understand the entire process because you need to speak their language. You need to communicate to them in a way that they understand as well.
It's interesting. I agree with you 100%. And I went to Nour like after we had this conversation. I'm like, let's scrap everything. Let's start from scratch again.
We did like millions of drafts. But I think it was a long, like we had a couple of directions in mind, but I think we tried all the styles. We tried to go like the minimalistic way. We tried to go the funky, like crazy way. We tried to do like a timeless kind of vibe as well. I feel like what we reached to now is kind of a mix between being a timeless brand as well as having this edge of يعني just spiciness, you know?
Yeah.
But how did you feel a difference when we sat and we made this foundation as a designer? Like having that foundation.
Of course. This
is the like this is what any designer would basically need in order to start kind of visualizing what you have in mind, because you know it's also super hard to kind of take your vision and what's going on in your mind and kind of translate that into something that is visually appealing. And this is like an extremely hard job that is very underestimated.
Yeah.
But it's still a work in progress. I feel like I see so much more for Riba Yani in the future, and I feel like it's always gonna be an ongoing journey where we change and we flip, because this also aligns really well with our like what can I call it, yani, our value
of being adaptive,
exactly, and changing and fluid, and I think this is where the design comes in, and this also shows really well in the colors that we chose. There's a huge range of colors, each one with a different pairing and combination, and it's not just one thing, you know. We're not just one thing, we're a lot of things, and this really shows in our branding and our identity. And
when we sat down, I remember telling you, like, I remember vividly telling you, like, I don't want these like funky high colors, and you were like, just don't make decisions now.
Yeah,
Let's do that first.
yeah.
And we had two Pinterest boards. One that was a little bit more like minimalistic, like down to earth colors, more earthy, and one that's like funky, like these goldfish. And I was feeling so against like
The funky one.
the funky colors, and I was like, no, I want to go with the look down to earth more.
Yeah. And I was super against. I was so against that.
Yeah,
Because I had an amazing logo in the beginning. Okay, amazing. I loved it. But she didn't like it. So we had to change the direction. But I get it because it's also maybe a bit too funky and you could get bored of it. And that's very important when creating like a strong logo where you have to have something that's easy on the eyes, very like sticks to your mind.
Yeah.
And also still very chic and composed and كده يعني.
Yeah.
ف...
But what it represents is the important thing. Because she was going
Exactly.
off of like, no, I don't like this vibe. But what does this vibe
Yes,
actually
yes.
mean?
Exactly.
Like, because when I asked you, Loa, do you want a brand that's like opinionated, that's bold, that has something to say? That kind of like gravitates more towards
Yes.
the
And
bold
it's
colors.
you also.
It's,
Like,
it's very
you.
me.
You're not calm and earthy.
Yeah. You're not common earthy. You are fire. You are
Yeah.
fire.
So they needed something that represented that, like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
like communicated it, and I feel like that's
Yeah.
important to know that your vision needs to have. There has to be like a purpose and a strategy behind your choices, and I think that was like the missing piece.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, things flowed
This
like.
is like when you complete
From
each other.
Yeah. Let's not ruin the composition.
But yeah, I mean, I felt like we were in a war always between, at least me, but I mean, I projected this on all of you. But a
She
war
always projects everything on her.
to include you. But like, we were always in a war between that one side that like, okay, I want like a minimal timeless brand, something that like can like everyone can appeal to, from the corporates, the creatives, like this side, because I also have Stamps, my other brand, and Stamps is super funky. Stamps is super bold. Stamps like is red, like, and I think I was a bit biased trying to get like do something that's different, and this a little bit like kind of clouded my judgment in some areas when I wanted to stay away from the bold thing and have something a bit more minimal. And then as we introduced the illustrations, as we introduced the visuals, like the visuals are heavy.
Exactly.
As we introduced the colors, somehow it made like very clear sense to have a bit more of a minimal logo because it's paired with such loud
Yeah, I
visuals,
agree.
such loud colors. And then the colors here made sense to like go back. I'm like, yeah, okay, actually, colors should be vibrant. Like, yeah, because we're vibrant. We're super vibrant. Our work is vibrant. When we're on set, we're vibrant. Like, we're very loud. So it did make sense to have like vibrant colors. That did
And it's
feel
more
way
memorable.
well.
Like,
Yeah.
I always tell like clients, I don't like this like gray area. Like, if you're
Yeah.
gonna do something, do it all the way. Like, don't stay in this like gray area where it's not like people don't really remember it. Or if you're gonna do something, just go all the way.
Yeah, definitely. We were workshopping colors, like me and we were workshopping colors for like 2 months, and then when we saw this palette and we put it together, we were like, I remember,
This
we're
is
like,
it.
yeah, that's it. Okay, great.
Yalla.
Zoom meeting over, done, and we never went back to it. like
We never changed.
we used to take like I don't know, the green, because I really wanted to have green
Yeah,
there.
she was really stuck on the green.
Yeah, I was really stuck on the green, but like earthy
Obviously.
plants.
Obviously.
Yeah. and we worked like we workshopped like different shades of green, different textures of green, everything green, but it wasn't working. And I was like, I will not have blue in my brand. Like, I hate blue. I was like, I will not have blue in my brand.
We have blue in our brand.
And blue is everywhere in the brand now. Like, I really.
But they all work together. It's so cohesively.
Yeah. Like, it's not like one color.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And I feel like the balancing it out with the logo, and also having black and white as primary colors there is so important because it doesn't have to be chaotic. It just you have to have the right yani skills for laying out things. So I think with the right guidance, this like branding style can do so many things.
Yeah.
It's
It's fluid.
It's very fluid.
Which ties back to the fishy.
Yeah.
You didn't comment
talk
about
about
the fish bowl?
I'm used to it. I've been staring at it for
Yeah, we've been sleeping with fish for the past week.
Yeah.
Every day.
We're used
it's
to
a
having
part of
fish
my
around.
life now.
Yeah.
I can't live without them. Should we talk about the video?
Yeah, let's
I'm
do
so
that.
excited to
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
We're so
Okay.
excited for the campaign that's about to
Yeah,
the launching campaign.
yeah. Probably at this point, while this is getting posted,
It will
probably
be
the
out.
campaign
I
launched.
am
Yeah,
so excited.
yeah.
This
Okay.
week was weird. Let me tell you, this week.
This house is
This house, the Riba house, is
RibaHaus.
weird.
yeah, RibaHaus.
Yeah, yeah. Like, so with the launch, we also had like a lot of in the launch because at one point I really wanted to do this podcast. I really wanted to like have conversations. I really wanted to bring like storytelling and education to the table.
Yeah.
And
Not a lot of people do that. I feel like people are gatekeepers.
yeah.
There's not enough creative conversation in this region, I feel like.
Yeah,
Or
that's
we're
very
talking
true.
about the process. We just show the results
Yeah.
and
Look how amazing.
Yeah, and this is where education comes in with Riba. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the things that will be posting are gonna be super beneficial, even if you don't precisely like work with us or do something with us. It's just helping other people grow.
Yeah.
and it's a collaboration. There's no like competition. Like we love like teaching each other things. I learned so much from both of you and
So much for
She was
Uh,
so good today. She was like, and like
We
in
had
the
this
meet-
conversation
yeah.
today about when
When we went to the
running.
beach, we were saying like, oh, seeing Amina yesterday in the meeting. Like, I learned from her so much.
She's gonna teach me her ways.
I'm
Yeah.
teach me your ways. But
You both
that's
teach
so
me how to stay
beautiful.
calm.
It's so nice, like just to be able to share these things and to because we admit that like when we come together, it's something way more beautiful.
Yeah.
Like if this could
Definitely.
not have been done by one person
No.
or one skill set
Of
or
course.
one set of experience, it's amazing because it's like all of these different things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
With the Roger behind
I was
the
just
camera.
gonna say this.
Yeah, with the Roger. Virtual hug.
Roger should come in and peek and say hi to the camera.
Yes.
Yes.
Go in.
Roger is our mastermind.
Yeah. Before diving into the video now, when you're saying this, like picking out the values that will be translated in the videos and have been translated everywhere, has been also a journey because I knew that the like next brand I want to do is gonna be some sort of like education centered because this is a bit personal to me, but with stamps. And because we're a travel agency, you can do so much fun things and shoot and go crazy and so, but there isn't that much room for education. I mean, yeah, you can sure travel education and all of that, but I always wanted to do this, and like when we decided like okay, let's do Riba. Education is the first thing I wrote down. Like when you told me, when you kept telling me you need to workshop your values and like really like because I wanted to communicate this.
She's a
this,
teacher
this,
also,
this,
guys.
this,
She
this.
used to be a teacher.
I used to be a teacher. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
sociology
I used
teacher.
didn't
during
know.
all my university years, I was
Makes
teaching
sense.
sociology.
Sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes so much sense. It shows, it peeks through all the time.
I was teaching sociology to high school. So high school, I love this. I was very passionate about it, but yeah, like entrepreneurship sucked me. So like here we are. But I still want to channel this and like every day. So education was the first thing I wrote on the paper. I had like a bazillion other things, but Amina made me cross out like half of them.
You have the everything, guys. You have to choose.
But I want to be everything. My dad always says me, "Inti taba salata." You're a salad bowl, like.
No, but the
You
reason, guys, the reason is honestly, when you're everything, you're absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
Like,
100%. I agree.
Take a
Definitely,
direction.
definitely.
Like you need to be as specific as possible. I feel like that's like the strongest brand. Like
Mhm.
I always tell the brands that I work with, like if you can own one word, what would it be?
Yeah.
Like just one word.
I like
you
this
want to
question.
own education?
I-
Own it.
Yeah, but I actually don't think I can own one word right now.
Yeah.
Like, so I'll just talk about the 5 words.
Okay, fine.
Let's go through the clips.
So education, and we talked about I've talked about let's go through the clips. Let's walk it in horizontal. So the idea of the video, guys.
And we're gonna like stitch it in this
And you passed. Yeah, so initially, like I said, I wanted to launch with that podcast and I really wanted to do that education content. But then Nour challenged this thought and she was like, yeah, but we're such a big creative team and like we have so many skills, like aren't we gonna do like an artistic video? And I was like, yeah, but like we're not like a clothing brand or anything. Like how are we gonna do an artistic video? Like we're a creative agency, like a digital agency, and it was a hassle. Like we had together like 3 meetings. I had like 2 meetings with Roger. Amina was busy then. No, but yeah, we went back to the brand strategy and like.
But
okay,
you
let's
have the
make it the right-
foundation.
Yeah.
I feel like that opens up so many doors.
Yeah.
Like, you have a base. Like, it's cool to have cool, weird visuals, whatever. But like, if you don't have a concept, it's meaningless.
Yeah.
that's true.
And getting reminded of what you said made us reach a point where we're like, okay, let's do a 60 to 90 second video, let's do a 60-second video and divide it into scenes that can exist individually, and each scene represents one of our values. Yeah, and it started with that, and then it went super weird, but
It's so
It
weird.
But it was
went
still
super-
grounded in the
But-
values.
but it's still grounded in the values, exactly. And we wanted it to be abstract because the podcast and the educational content is not abstract at all.
Yeah,
We're
it's very
literally telling you this is what we did, so it's very straightforward. So the artistic shoot was meant to be abstract and,
Yeah.
and
And to
And
also
it's
showcase
also way
the-
cooler than like saying, "Oh, we care about this."
Yeah,
like, no,
exactly.
it's like showing your skills and communicating what
Yeah.
you care about,
Yeah.
like all in one.
Okay.
So it's really cool.
beautiful. Should we
Yeah.
break down the scenes?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. When I studied the theater and like wanted to go to film, I always like fascinated about like me like in the movie and then getting interviewed and I'm breaking down. Like,
And here we are.
yeah, Luna, breaking down. And the first scene, basically, we're introducing the fish, and because it's everything. Like we put the fish in everything, and by we I meant I was really keen on like having the fish everywhere. We even have like illustrations of the fish in our branding, and so it only made sense to like introduce our fishies. Like
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
not it wasn't that deep. Yeah.
Doesn't have to be that
Yeah.
deep, actually. I feel like that's also something.
Sometimes
to
simple
see.
is,
So, yeah, it's
is
always
Sometimes
the best.
simple is better. My hedgehog.
that you want to remove.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the same with the name Riba. Like, it doesn't always have to be that deep. It's just, it was just catchy.
Yeah.
I will put this down now.
So the first scene, what happened in the first scene?
The first scene we introduce the fish, basically, and we have Lily like dancing, introducing the fish, bringing in the energy and like our sound branding, and basically she's just like launching the video, and we jump into the scene in the pool. My oldest today was freezing, and she was like, "I'm really coming back." This is so cold. We're in November now.
Shivering.
Yeah.
Yes, when Lily was like introducing the fish, we kind of wanted her to like look through the fishbowl and kind of foreshadow this like partnership with the fish, basically.
Yeah.
So this was like kind of a little
Curiosity.
curiosity moment. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, she was dancing, and at first, like, she was dancing like pretty, and then we were like, okay, no, like, just be weird, like, because Riba is super quirky. Like, we as a brand and the things we do are very weird and quirky, and
And
out
experiments.
of the box.
Experiments,
So
yeah.
you're real and it doesn't
Yes.
have to all be perfect. Like, I feel like these things resonate more.
Yeah, exactly. This is what everyone was like gravitating towards now.
Yeah, definitely. And she was like, say no more.
I was doing this.
You have a perfect person for
Yes. She was like, say no more. And then she started like, like Lily. And it was perfect. It was perfect. Like, it was a really nice shot. And we jump afterwards to the scene where Hoops was in the water.
Water.
Yeah.
It was inspired by this trend on TikTok
And
where
but
someone is on اسمها ايه؟
الكلمة مش عارفة.
This is where we say, like, you know how people say scrolling on TikTok is not going to get you anywhere? Well,
Yeah.
guess
did.
what?
It did.
It did.
Oh yeah, unbothered. Okay.
Yeah, unbothered.
He's just working and unbothered, and this kind of shows like efficiency. because he's just chilling.
No,
in
but
water.
this scene represents tech. Efficiency comes
But
after.
both. Oh, I mean, it seeps in everywhere.
Yeah, okay, it does everywhere, yeah, but
Yeah, tech. I would
the
say
scene
tech too.
represents tech, and like the idea also of the scene was he had a laptop which we went to the hab looking for like we need a we need a laptop that we can throw in the water, and we got that laptop and he was like working through the water, and it's just the idea that we really as a company, as a team, and individually also like value tech so much, and tech stack and tech integrations really help like you. I think they allow for creatives to flow without having to worry about like are these leads like getting converted properly like through these automations, like are these forms
Saves
working.
a lot of time.
Saves a lot of time, and it allows you to focus on the creative, and so it is definitely like one of our most foundational values, because I've personally worked with a lot of brands and a lot of companies, and I mean Sam's also was like didn't have any tech, like everything was manual, like everything was through WhatsApp manual, and that's okay when you're first starting out, but as you grow, if you don't have those like proper tech integrations and tech stack integrations, in my opinion, they like it just wastes a lot of time. Yeah. And so we wanted to do that.
Realize the time and energy is the most valuable thing ever.
Definitely.
Ever. Like,
We
it's
value
priceless.
this. Yeah.
It's priceless.
Yeah. And when you don't have it, you can't be creative. Like when you don't have it, you can't think of like
Yeah, it
things like
frustrates you,
this.
and it creates such a block. And especially for me, I'm not someone that I'm someone that needs like proper يعني guidance in these areas, because I'm not the most organized person. When I come into places that do have these things set up and these systems set up, everything's so much easier for me to handle and to finish on time and to just be كده focused. So yeah.
Beautiful, yeah, and a lot of companies don't have that, and this is why also it's one of our key values, because we want to do that. We want to implement that. But yeah, so the pool is way cooler than all the technical things that we just said right now. Like,
and then after the pool, what happens?
So after the pool, we transition into the scene with the office, where like you guys were sitting. Amina, I think you missed the shooting of this scene.
I was just destroyed.
Yeah, but
I was watching it.
It was so funny. And this scene basically represents efficiency.
Yeah.
And it represents efficiency, because like I think the three of us, I mean, I think everyone has a lot of experience with like meetings and that you go and you brainstorm for so long, but it doesn't translate into action. That it's just like you waste like a 3-hour meeting brainstorming, and then
and now what?
And now what? Like we have a lot more ideas than we started with, but and this is why the scene is like super representative of this, because we were like brainstorming and like we are crumbling the
ideas.
Yeah, this was your idea, and she was like, I want to do people crumbling like ideas and putting them in the fishbowl. And I was like, yes, let's make it work. Let's make it work.
Yeah.
And it's nice because they're all our friends, people working in Riba, so it's actually a representation of what's happening. Like,
yeah.
We didn't get any models for the shoot. Like it's just our friends.
You're gonna notice that we're not models. Probably.
I mean,
only Lily's a model.
Yeah. I went to them and I was like, okay, guys, like, okay, this is a group of my friends, like, no one acts, no one's in front of the camera, and I put them on the table, and I'm like, now you have to like improv a conversation of brainstorming, and the theme is fishies.
And we're talking about Nemo. We're just talking about
Nemo salta burger with
improvising.
It was so funny. And then we move from there to the chaos scene. صح?
Yeah, where he looks into the TV, the monitor for the security cam, and then transitions into the scene.
The chaos scene. This was the first scene we
The
shot.
first scene we shot.
It was a good one to start with, though.
Yeah.
It set the tone.
Yeah. It was intentional. To start that. We were talking about it. It was like, which scene to shoot first? I'm like, chaos scene. We have to like get the weirdest thing out of the way and set the energy up so that like everything else is
That
like,
was really nice. That was good. I like that.
And the scene represents organic growth, which is another value of ours. And I mean, organic growth is something that I've seen personally, and also you working with Sams for a very long time, you've seen, because when when we opened Stamps, we didn't have any money. Like, we were just kids. We didn't have any investments. And so the only thing we can depend on was our content performing organically. And it was messy and it was chaotic. And the scenes, but it was beautiful. And the
And
scene,
it worked.
Yeah.
It worked like this daily.
and finally, it was really important to pick which one for the last scene. And that was community. And because, like, the Riba is not just me, it's not just one person, it's all of us. And this is why it was really important that, like, in the last scene, we all show up doing our things with our cameras. And it's very brief, but I think this is what I want people to walk away with, that we're like a community of creators.
My little community.
That was very lovely, guys.
Yeah.
So like our first podcast.
My
was,
first podcast.
We're gonna do more.
Yeah.
More.
Right.
Bye.
I just want to give the call to action, please.
Give the call
If you
to
guys watch
action.
all of this and you want to work with us, then please go on our website and book that free discovery call. We'll work with you on what you want to achieve and we'll consult you on your best options. Do it now.
Yeah.
And wait for the next episode.
Yay.